Dino, take us through the session today as you get ready for Cairns.
Yeah, they try to get a bit of a long one in and a lot of load in today. It's as we head into these road games. There's not a lot of really full practices, so everything becomes a little bit more recovery and quick information and quick turnaround. So it's good to get out and play today and do a little bit of Cairns defence and what we're going to face, but also really getting our scout right today.
What were the major takeaways from the first meeting? Because it looked like they really threw some different stuff out and junked the game up to get the win.
Yeah, certainly the D-Trans component for us was poor in the way that they sprinted out and, even made early threes as well, which is, not something that, is their major weapon, but they shot them really efficiently and shot it well. But yeah, they're athletic and they can get out and run as good as any team in the league, and so taking care of that area. And then, we just thought it was our worst defensive rebounding game of the year, and so when you give them pace possessions and then you also give them second shots, they really punished us for those two things.
They've thrown out a lot of different lineups, obviously in the game against United and in almost every game since. Does it make it any more difficult to prepare for a team like that?
A little bit, because obviously Menenga's playing a lot more right now. We had Roberts who had his game of the year, and we're not too sure what to expect. We've got one more game. We saw the Perth game last night, and one more game against Sydney to see what kind of lineups they throw out there. But I think they keep guys hungry and they come in and perform when it's their chance to play. But got to prepare for a lot of different lineups.
14-3, 17 games into the season. What's the feeling from yourself, within the coaching group, within the team?
Yeah, I think we're doing a good job of making sure that we celebrate the things that we're doing well, and always finding a really good balance, win or lose, about what's the improvement areas, and what are the questions that we can continue to ask our group about how we get better. But I think offensively it's always, does the ball stick, and does their coverage force you to not move it well enough? And I think a lot of these games recently we've made really quick decisions and shared the basketball well, and I think that's where we're most potent, when everyone can get involved and we can get 6 or 7 guys in double figures.
Ian Clark missed the first game against Cairns, and he put together another pretty dominant display, especially in overtime in the win against Perth in the open air game. Talk about how crucial of a piece to this team he is, coming off the bench and providing a spark.
Yeah, I think Cairns do a pretty good job of really helping off different guys and trying to take away key guys, and McCall did a good job on not letting CG or making him have to work really hard to get the basketball last time, and so just putting an extra shooter on the floor at different times frees a lot of other people up, whether that be the bigs rolling to the rim or whether that be the other guards as well. So having him back in the lineup is really important for us.
And Cairns can put together a bit of a smaller lineup with more shooting, with Menenga and Wardenberg. How do Joe and Ariel have to adjust there, and how can they make the most of their advantages?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things with our fives all year that they've had to guard different people. In Sydney they guard Sean Bruce for a while. Last time against Cairns they guard McCall, and so just their ability to be ready to guard a pick and pop threat, and can they recover, or do we need to rotate? And then at different times guarding some other guys on the floor that have a different skill set. We want to continue to play those guys. It's important, and I think there's a small ball group in us, but I think they're so effective and dominant, those two bigs, that we've got to make sure that they stay on the floor.
With the vast majority of your home games done and dusted, how important is it, starting with Cairns and moving forward throughout the whole month of January, to go on the road and stay strong? Obviously undefeated on the road so far, but how important is this stretch so that when you do return home, Feb 3 in the throwdown, you can put together another strong performance for the fans?
Yeah, I've always felt this time of year, the Christmas, New Year time of year, is where the disciplined teams that can manage through this family time really well, and coming out the other side, put yourself in a good position. So, we had those conversations the other day about what's it look like getting back on the road for us. Recovery, how you take care of your body, the way that you eat, but also the depth of talent that we have, and just making through this home stretch, we didn't have to go too deep at different times into our bench, but I think through this road period there's going to be extra asked of a lot of guys, and I think they're in a good position to come in and contribute when needed.
And as I said before, no losses so far this year on the road. What have you seen from this group that just sort of makes them come together and really thrive in opposition buildings?
Yeah, it's been fun being on the road, and there's a few guys on our team that really like to silence crowds, and they enjoy that part of the experience of playing basketball. And but I think it's really an engagement for us, when you're just by yourself on the road and just locked in, and your bench is the only ones really barracking for you and giving information, that we've come together well in those moments, and let it continue.
Thanks, Dino.
Cheers.